Our topic in MATHG9 in second quarter for week 4, graphs of quadratic function. Let's start this lesson by generating table of values quadratic functions and plotting the points on the coordinate plane. You will investigate the properties of the graph through guided questions. As you go through this lesson, keep on thinking about this question. How can the graph of quadratic function be used to solve a real-life problems? Okay, like for example, okay, we have the given equation y equals x squared negative 2x negative 3. Then first, okay, so you are going to complete the table. Okay, we have the value of x negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Then after that, you have to solve the value of y. So, the equation, x squared, negative 2x, then we have negative 3. So, if the value of x is negative 3, then substitute, we have negative 3 squared, negative 2, multiply it by negative 3, then we have negative 1. Then simplify. The square of negative 3 is positive 9. Then negative 3 multiply it by negative 2, the result is positive 6. Then we have negative 3. Then after that, combine. So we have positive 9 plus positive 6, we have positive 15. Then minus 3, so we have here the value of y is equal to 12. Then next, then if the value of x is negative 2, so we have here x squared, negative 2x, then we have negative 3. Then substitute, we have the value of x is negative 2 squared, then we have negative 2, multiply it by negative 2, so we have negative 3. Then equals, the square of negative 2 is positive 4. Then negative 2 times negative 2, the result is positive 4. Then we have negative 3. Okay, then add. So positive 4 and positive 4, the result is 8. Then we have negative 3. Then the value of y is equal to 8 minus 3, that is 5. So therefore, we have the value of y is 5. Then next, then if the value of x is negative 1, so we have here x squared, negative 2x, then we have negative 3. Then we have the value of x is negative 1 squared. Then we have negative 2, multiply it by negative 1. Then we have negative 3. So the square of negative 1 is 1. Then negative 1, multiply it by negative 2, the result is positive 2. Then negative 3. So add 1 plus 2 is 3. Then we have negative 3. So then add, so positive 3 and negative 3, the result is 0. So this is now the value of y. So 0. Then next, if the value of x is 0, so we have here x squared, negative 2x, then we have negative 3. Okay, so we have 0 squared, negative 2, they multiply it by 0, then negative 3. So the square of 0 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. Then we have negative 3. So, the value of y is equal to negative 3. The next, so if the value of y is positive 1, x squared, negative 2x, then we have negative 3. So, we have 1 squared, negative 2, multiply it by 1. So, we have negative 3. So, the square of 1 is 1. Then, positive 1, multiply it by negative 2. The result is negative 2. Then, we have negative 3. Okay, so we have 1, negative 2 plus negative 3. The result is negative 5. So, the value of y is equal to negative 4. Okay, so we have negative 4. The next, so if the value of x positive 2, so y is equal to x squared, negative 2x, then we have negative 3. Okay, so the value of x is positive 2 squared. Then negative 2, multiply it by 2, then we have negative 3. So the square of 2 is 4. Then 2 times negative 3, the result is negative 4. Then we have negative 3. So positive 4 and negative 4, the result is 0. Then we have the value of y is equal to negative 3. Then last, so if the value of x is 3, then we have here x squared, negative 2x, then we have negative 3. So, we have 3 squared, negative 2, multiply it by 3, so we have negative 3. So, the square of 3 is 9. Then negative 2 multiply it positive 3, the result is negative 6. Then we have negative 3. Then add. So we have 9. So negative 6 and negative 3, the result is negative 9. So the value of y is equal to 0. Okay, so after completing the table, next is you have to plot the points. Okay, so we have the order pair. Negative 3 and positive 12. The value of x is negative 3 and the value of y is positive 12. Okay, so we have negative 3. This is the value of x. Then we have the value of y is positive 12. So we have the point. Then up next is another order pair, negative 2 and we have positive 5. The value of x is negative 2 and we have the value of y is positive 5. Then next, the value of x is negative 1, then the value of y is 0. Okay, so the point is here. Then next, another order pair, we have the value of x is 0 and the value of y is negative 3. So the point is here. Then next, then the value of x is positive 1 and the value of y is negative 4. So the point is here. Then next, another order pair. Okay, so the value of x is positive 2 and the value of y is negative 3. So the point is here. Then next, last, then the value of x is positive 3 and the value of y is 0. Then after plotting the points, then connect the line. So this is now the graph, the line. Okay, so this is now the form of the graph. Okay, so the graph is a parabola. So this is now the quadratic function. The form of the graph is parabola. Okay, example number 2. The given function y is equal to negative x squared, positive 4x, then negative 1. Then first, you have to complete the table. Okay, so if the value of x is negative 3, so we have the given equation is negative x squared, positive 4x, then we have negative 1. Then substitute. So we have negative 3 squared, then we have positive 4, multiply it by negative 3. Then we have negative 1. Okay, so the square of negative 3 is positive 9. Then we have positive, multiply 3 times, negative 3 times 4, we have negative. Then we have negative 1. Okay, so multiply positive times negative, the result is negative 9. So we have negative 12, then we have negative 1. So add. So y is equal to 20. So we have negative 9 plus negative 12 plus negative 1. The result is negative 22. Okay, so we have the order pair, negative 3 and negative 22. Then next, we have if the value of x is negative 2. So negative x squared, then we have positive 4x, then negative 1. Then substitute, we have negative, then negative 2 squared, then we have positive, multiply it by negative 2. So we have negative 1. Then simplify. So we have negative. The square of negative 2 is 4. Then multiply, that is negative 8. Then we have negative 1. Okay, so negative 4, negative 8. Then we have negative 1. Then add. Okay, so we have negative 4 plus negative 8 is negative 12 plus negative 1, that is negative 13. So the value of y is negative 13. The next, so if the value of x is negative 1, so we have negative x squared, positive 4x, then we have negative 1. Okay, so negative 1 squared, then positive 4, multiply it by negative 1, then we have negative 1. Okay, so the square of negative 1 is 1. Then we have multiply, that is negative 4. Then we have negative 1. So the value of y is equal to negative 6. Okay, so if the value of x is 0, so we have the given function, negative x squared, positive 4x, then we have negative 1. Okay, so we have negative 0 squared, then positive 4, multiply it by 0, so we have negative 1. Okay, so the value of y is equal to negative 1. The next, so if the value of x is positive 1, so we have negative x squared, positive 4x, then negative 1. Then substitute. Negative, multiply it by 1 squared, positive 4, multiply it by 1, so we have negative 1. Okay, so the square of 1 is 1. then multiply it by negative, so the result is negative 1. Then positive 4, multiply it by positive 1 is positive 4. Then we have negative 1. Okay, so negative 1 plus positive 4 is positive 3. Then positive 3 and negative 1, so we have positive 2. The result is positive 2. The value of y is positive 2. Then next we have if the value of x is 2. So negative squared, x squared, then we have positive 4x, then we have negative 1. Okay, then substitute. We have x squared, positive 4, multiply it by 2, so we have negative 1. Okay, so the square of 2 is 4, then multiply it by negative, that is negative 4. Then multiply, so 2 times 4, that is positive 8. Then we have negative 1. Then combine, so negative 4 and negative 1, that is negative 5. Then positive 8, so we have positive 3. So the value of y is equal to positive 3. Then next, okay, if the value of x is 3, so negative x squared, positive 4x, then we have negative 1. Then substitute, we have negative, then we have 3 squared, then positive 4, multiply it by 3, so we have negative 1. Okay, so the square of 3 is 9, then multiply it by negative, that is negative 9. Then we have positive 12, then negative 1. Then add negative 9 plus negative 1, the result is 10, negative 10. Then negative 10 is positive 12, so the value of y is positive 2. Okay, after completing the table, then next is you have to plot the points based on the ordered pair. Then we have negative 3 and negative 22. So the point is, it is located here. The next, another ordered pair, we have negative 2 and negative 13. Okay, so we have the next, another ordered pair, we have negative 1 and negative 6. The next is 0. Your x is 0 and your y is negative 1. The next, your x is positive 1, then your y is positive 2. The next is, your x is positive 2 and your y is positive 3. Then last, we have your x is positive 3 and your y is positive 2. Okay, so after plotting the points, then connect the line. So this is now the form of the graph. Okay, so then this is a curved line. Okay, that is a function. Our activity in Math 9, okay, for week 4 in second quarter, drew the graphs of the following quadratic function on the same coordinate plane. Write your activity in the graphing paper. Then after that, analyze the graph. Letter A. Then letter B, what do you notice? The shape of the graph of the quadratic function. y equals ex squared. Then letter C, what happens to the graph as the value of the largest number